Afternoon and good evening. This is first person tutor speaking. The voice of Bossman teaching. Familiar face of we still a learn. Yeah, I feel the need to say that so that just in case I'm on a different page, you don't wonder, well, how do you know who is who? You know? But maybe I need to maybe, no, I'm thinking. If I go through the entire thing and get to we still a learn, then it means I'm talking about we still a learn. But if I say, first person tutor speaking, the voice of Bossman teaching, then maybe that's just, yeah, maybe I can do it like that. So maybe if I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, this is Bossman teaching speaking, and I stop right there, then it's just Bossman teaching. But if I say good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, this is first person tutor speaking, the voice of Bossman teaching, then that is first person tutor alone. And then when I say the entire thing, that is when I represent we still a learn. So maybe that's the running order. Now we're going to have a little bit of fun. Let's go. All right. Let me refresh and see. I want to refresh and see something. Let me see. That's weird. Okay. Let me visit the page. Ah, there we go. There we go. Okay. I wanted to see if we're actually live. We are. We are most certainly live. There we go. Right. Now, the purpose of every YouTube live will pretty much be navigation, right? We'll be showing you, or I'll be showing you, I'll be your tour guide for everything on the relevant pages, right? So YouTube is perfect for finding everything because it acts as a good directory, right? Instead of me asking you to click on every single link and all of that, you can just go right here. You click on the writing in blue, and there you go. Right? You click on the writing in blue, and what do you see? Right? There you go. Right? MATH, right? More than just mathematics. Making abundant tangible habits, right? Chess coach, combining fun with learning, literacy and numeracy, right? Brain teasers, right? So there you go. Um, yeah. So, yeah. Let me apologize if you hear my dog in the background. Yeah, he's not been having a good time. The summer has been brutal to all of us. So, yeah. It's not been fun. It has not been fun at all. I feel like I need to um get him groomed again so that we have less problems with heat. Yeah, that's the reason why it's been so tough to have a proper schedule for when I go live. um yeah, the days have been really hot, and it's sometimes I wake up early, sometimes I wake up late. But yes, now as you realize, oh, I don't know, there's something that I feel like I should be doing here, right? Yes, you can press the WhatsApp button on the Facebook page. You can also do it on the Instagram page, right? I'm probably going to make this a habit, right? Of instructing people where messaging is concerned, right? So if you click on this here, there we go. All right, hold on. I am going to have a slight what we call it now, a slight intermission. Give me 1 second there. Okay. Yes. So, um, now I might have said this on my live on We Still A Learn, right? Um, and there are pros and cons that I'm learning, right? So, for example, if you have all of your features enabled on YouTube, regardless of how many subscribers you have, you can live stream a lot earlier, right? So streaming to YouTube is a lot easier um, comparatively. With Facebook Live, you need 100 followers at the very least. So this is a mathematical question. If it says x greater than or equal to 100, it therefore means that if I have 99 followers, I do not meet the condition, and because I don't meet the condition, I cannot go live on Facebook as first person tutor, as you're seeing right here. I only have 68 followers. So it means that I need to have 68 plus 32 in order to get that done. In fact, this is probably where integers come in, right? So for example, you're talking about minus 100 plus 68. I need 100 followers, but all I have is 68. How many more would I need to meet the criteria? So, you have minus 100. You have plus 68. Right? And unfortunately, if you add 68 to both sides, or rather, let me say, I hate doing mental mathematics. I really do. You know what? I feel like I'm going to get dressed and show you the actual board so that you can see what I'm actually talking about. And I need to dress like first person tutor and not bossman teaching, right? So I have to be appropriately dressed. So let's see what I can do. But in the meantime, oh yeah, I did not give you my most up-to-date chess games. I need to fix that because yeah, I need to. And these are 3-minute reels. Social media is very interesting, right? Because, this is a conversation you will hear from, well, Bossman Digital Media. Story for another day, though. All of that will be about social media and the trends. And, there's a saying from Gary Vee that says that we don't live in an era of social media anymore. We live in an era of interest media. And he is not wrong. Right? And the reason why that's relevant is because if you notice something, most of my videos are 3-minute videos. No, this one is 15. I found a 15-minute video. So let's see what this looks like.
Man teaching. This is the third of 3 matches that I played with this individual from Brazil. He has a very unique style.
Oh, I apologize for that.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is First Person Tutor speaking, the voice of Bossman Teaching. This is the third of 3 matches that I played with this individual from Brazil. He has a very unique style. It would work on just about anybody because it's one of those unorthodox styles that will really, just infuriate you and get you confused. But very good player, but I found ways to, navigate the problems that were posed, right? So let's go back. This is called, how should I put this? This is a game that I came very close to throwing away. Like there was a critical move at move 28. And I went for a skewer, forgetting that the rook was defending the queen. And it was just so silly. All I had to do was capture the rook with the bishop, just gain the material, and then worry about trying to create the mating net or the pattern that I needed to set up. In any case, I've rambled on enough. Let's get into the game. Starts with e2 to e4. He does that. That's how all of his games start. It stops you from dropping your bishop on c4. So it's very, 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 like the utility of this opening is very good. Then he goes after the pawn in the middle, right? Again, just doing very unorthodox things. Now he stops any possibility from you creating weaknesses on f7 pawn and so on. So I go for development. You need to see the creativity of this. So I block him thinking, okay, no harm there. He goes back. I continue to develop. No, I actually laughed when I saw this. Because I'm like, nah, you did not just check me with the bishop on the left side and then went all the way to the right side and did the same thing. Crazy. But I had to respect it. Now, that's how I deal with bishop checks. Yeah, I just use the pawn. Yeah, I don't think you're going to stay there. Then, yeah, this was a bit fun for me. Let me just call for reinforcements. Now my knight on b2 made that middle pawn a bit safer. Then of course, I didn't even realize that a technique that has been used against me is something that I just did. This is one of the ultimate weaknesses of the bishop, right? This could never happen to a knight. The pawn chain you would have to create to stop a knight from moving, you would have to use all the pawns on the board to make that possible. Yeah? But with the bishop, not so much. So, where do we go from here? Alright, you got rid of one of the problems. So, equal trade. Alright. When he made this move, this is when I realized he was making space for the bishop, hoping that I didn't see it. But I did. The queen is out. No, I was really thinking about doing the queenside castle. But, yeah, it looked a little bit open. You know, just a little bit too. And then I looked on the left side. I saw that there were pawns and a knight. And I figured, okay, there's a lot more activity going on the left than there is on the right. The right side just has the queen alone. So, I castled on that side. So he castles on the same side. But I have more activity on that side. So perhaps he probably should have castled on the other side. I take the diagonal. Alright. Nice preventative measure. Obviously, I'm thinking about what to do next. Okay, so he moved the pawn last. The last pawn move was d7 to d6. And of course, knights don't belong on the edge of the board, but apparently I make it work. Well, it would work.
Alright, so let me apologize for I don't know. That's not one of my best videos in all honesty. You know, I don't know. I don't remember when I recorded that. And you have to be mindful of because let me tell you something. If one thing that I know that I'm very self-aware, right? And I know when I'm energetic, I know when I'm charismatic, I know when I am delivering my best vocally. And that is not one of my better vocal presentations at all, right? It is not. As you can hear how I sound now, I sound a lot more like what I should be sounding like, right? So I am apologizing to you right now because I'm trying to get dressed while I make sure to keep you engaged, right? Now I have about 4 videos, and I think I recorded them on XSplit broadcast as well. I am actually not sure. I don't want to run the risk of, you know. All right, let me try and add the source. I'm gonna add source. I'm gonna add video file. Should I add video file? They say image file, scene. All right, let's add video file. Let's see what it says. All right, so let's go to, no, we're gonna go to, right, we're gonna go to XSplit folder. I'm gonna go to XSplit folder. Very, all right, there we go. Does it go by the date? Yes. Okay, so the first one I did was on July 19. Oh, 20-45-41. My guess is that it meant that I did that at 8:45 in the evening. And what's this other one? 21:57. Ah, so 20-45 is 8:45. 21-57 is 9:57. Then I did another one at 23-16. Oh, wow, okay. Okay. Yeah. So I have 5 videos. 2 of them were done on July 19. 2 of them done on July 21. And another one on July 23. Alright, let me... There we go. Nice. Alright. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is First Person Tutor speaking. The voice of Bossman teaching. Familiar face of Still I Learn. Hold on. There is a problem though. Yeah, I had a match earlier and I lost that one. I was playing as black and man, I was not ready. You know, if you're going to play against these people on leeches, you need to have a solid opening with black and make little to no mistakes. Because trust me, when they're going first, they are very aggressive. So it's funny, and then also they just bring greatness out of you a lot of it. Okay, here's the problem I have with that. The volume seems a little bit low to me. I don't know why, but the volume sounds very low to me. Yeah, the volume is a bit low. Alright, hold on. Let me continue my let me do my due diligence. So it is my most recent acquisition of skills. Now allow me to explain. You know what? This might not be the right belt for these. Yeah, again, I have to be yeah, it's fine. It's fine. You see, dress rehearsal is quite important. Quite important. I don't want to run into any serious degrees of embarrassment, so I want to get myself ready, you know. Let me get myself ready. Alright. I feel like we're ready now. Feel like we are. On the mark, get set. Wow. Okay. Not what I wanted though. Let's see. Hold on. Can I fix that? Yes, I can. I don't necessarily want, you know what I mean? I don't want that like this, that. Yeah, I don't want that. I don't want that in the video. Oh, this is me charging my phone. Let me see, where are you? Let me apologize for that. Um it's at 100%. Look at that. It's at 100%. Okay, good. Alright. You see, I was trying so hard for you to not notice that. Ah, well. Yeah, I guess it's too late. I guess it's too late. It's too late. Right? It's too late. But anyway, yes. Ladies and gentlemen, this is, what's the word? Or what's the greeting? Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is first person tutor speaking. The the voice of Bossman teaching, that's it. Yeah. So when it's just Bossman teaching, I only say Bossman teaching. When it's first person tutor, the voice of Bossman teaching, and then when it's for still a learn, I say the entire thing. We're compartmentalizing. That's what we're doing. So in order for me to give you a balancing act, I need to, there we go. Right. I need to do that. So you're seeing, you're getting the best of both worlds, right? But I might want to switch out of this shirt. Right? I might want to. So I do apologize for the delays. But yes, sometimes you have plans and your plans have to be adjusted, right? You have to make adjustments to your plans, right? I just realized that I wanted to be transparent. The problem I have now is that I need to find my other tie. Yeah.
I think I've successfully done that. Yeah. So hopefully next time when I'm doing this live stream, I'll get a little bit closer to the point, or get to the point a lot faster. This is a bit more classical as opposed to rapid blitz and bullet, right? And speaking of that, I have a lot of content to make, and I feel like that's one of the things that I am learning to do, learning how to balance this game of going live, making content, um, and being the teacher that I promised myself that I should be. Well, if you want to be ordinary, you have to be ordinary. But if you want something of an exceptional life, then we have to become the exception. We have to do exceptional things. Right? Alright? Give me 1 second now. Any minute now. Let's see what I look like. Am I presentable? Oh, I am. Good. There we go. I am quite presentable. Let me see. Oh. Perspective is everything, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, let me see. Alright, good. There we go. Alright, so while this is about me, it's not all about me, right? So let me scroll, or let me small up myself, as them say. When you in the coasters and the taxi, them tell you small up yourself, right? So I'm doing that. Now, maybe we could start from here. Maybe we could start from here. Maybe you could skip the first 27 minutes. You know, just like, you know, why not? You know, skip to 27 for the real ordeal. Yeah, I made a video, and okay, I'm going to try and play it again. Hold on, let me see what it looks like. It might block me out. Time, because I had a checkmating idea that I started, and I had to adjust it. I had to make a lot of adjustments to what was going on here. Now, it would be nice if I could live stream this, but I'm not going to. Right? Now, let's see if I can do what I normally do on chess.com. It's not making any sounds though. So that's, you know, that's a bit inanimate, right? Yeah, it is kind of inanimate. Volume is kind of low. The volume is really low. Okay, I have an idea. Okay. Yeah, let me apologize for that, because I was waiting for my screen to catch up to reality, right? That was, oh yeah, the last video I don't necessarily want. I was so annoyed that I don't want to talk about it. Yesterday was a nightmare. My God, it really was. Okay, the volume is at 200%. What I'm going to try and do now, I'm going to try and hold on there. I'm going to add source, desktop capture, right, smart selection, Oh, I could do that. All right. You know what? No, let me be precise. Let me be precise. There we go. Now, the only real problem now, I need to see if if the volume is going to hold up to scrutiny, right? Let's see if it does well.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is First Person Tutor speaking. The voice of Bossman teaching. Familiar face of still a learn, right?
There we go.
Yeah, I had a match earlier and I lost that one. I was playing as black and man, I was not ready. You know, if you're going to play against these people on leeches, you need to have a solid opening with black and make little to no mistakes. Because trust me,
Okay, let me skip forward to the fun part. All right. What kind of game? What? I wasn't playing Blitz. And no, listen, when I started playing, I played Rapid first. So when I'm seeing 1 minute 26, 1 minute 4, oh, that's at the end of the game. Okay. Cause I was like, what? Anyway, all right, cool. So let's continue from here. 4 minutes 32.
it's just a common thing, and it puts a lot of it's a lot of support on this pawn here. So if anybody tries to attack or tries to break anything around here, it's like, okay, you're gonna be protected by this pawn, and by the knight. So it's a really good idea, really good concept. So yeah. All right. So again, I just try to find ways to make my pieces active. Okay. Um, they call it prophylactic, something like that, where it's a preventative measure, right? So you're setting a landmine on b5. You don't want anything going to b5. You don't want the bishops and knights invading that space, so you put that pawn right there. All right. I went ahead and castled. What's going on here? Okay. Now, I know why I castled. I castled because if I decided to castle queenside, this would have been a nightmare for me because there would have been too much activity on that side of the board. There would have been a knight, 2 pawns. There would have been a pawn storm going in the same direction where I would be castling. So castling away from that is a better idea. Alright, so I connect the rooks. That's pretty much what I did there. Also, I was thinking of adding pressure to the diagonal on leading up to h6. Alright, so I wanted to create an outpost for my knight, so I didn't mind the pawn pushing my knight away. So I moved to a4. And of course, he's thinking of doing a discovery, but of course, this is what I love about knights, right? Like, knights are flexible in that you want to ruin a knight's plans, but sometimes you ruining the knight's plan is the plan. It's like the knight was comfortable on c3, but it could easily go from c3 to a4, no, to c5. Oh my god. That's actually funny to me. I won't lie to you. That is hilarious. I mean, no, let's walk it back. You seen that? Look at this. 1, knight goes there.
Okay, hold on. There's something that I just realized. I'm live streaming, so if I mute my mic, it might defeat the purpose. Because the thing is, if I'm recording, then yes, if I just play the video, it's fine. But yeah, yeah. But anyhow, so I made 4 videos. 2 videos on July 19, 2 videos on July 21. So I would say 2 on Monday, 2 yesterday. It was yesterday. Yeah, it was. It was yesterday after all. It really was. I think I don't even know if I did I blunder? Anyhow, yeah. So this is one of the games. This was a yeah, a longer video.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is First Person Tutor speaking, the voice of Bossman Teaching, and once again, the familiar face of We Still a Learn. And I literally just played this match just now. I was playing as black this time around, and yeah, I feel like when you want to play quality chess, quiet chess on your computer, where you're locked in and you focus, yeah, Lee chess is the way to go. You know, it's probably the most relaxing chess you're ever gonna play, and it feels like you're playing against a human player, right? Anyway, we know all about the chess.com allegations, okay? Alright, so we don't need to get into that because all the TikTok content creators have already spoken about that, yeah? And I've also been in receipt of ELO refunds as evidence to, you know, to what people have been suggesting. Anyway, it's been a minute, so let's get into the game. I'm usually very shy when I see the queen's pawn come out. I'm very shy about this. Yeah, so I make it seem, in fact, this is the King's Indian. It is what it is. When I saw this, I said, we have to break this up. You are not gonna bully me with 3 pawns in the center like that. I did not like this at all. Yeah, I had to find a way to deal with that. Yeah, I had to fight back. So I said, good, now I have a place to put my knight. Right? Did that. And we traded. Now, I saw what was happening here, and I decided, no. I mean, that move was a little bit too honest. That was telegraphing, you know? You're telling me exactly where you want to go. You're looking at H5. Expeditiously. Now, this was good because, as you can see, my E6 pawn, yes, it doesn't have a lot going on for it. You know, it ain't got nowhere to go. So I castled. He castled as well. Alright. So I do what a lot of coaches advise us to do. Right? I got my knight out. And part of the reason I did that, apart from the common sense aspect of it, is that would be the optimal square comparatively. I mean, if you put it on A6, it's easy to block where it can go. I do apologize for that in the background. Yeah, so if it goes to A6, you can easily block its path, leaving it with no squares left to go. If you put it on D7, it's just blocking the bishop and making the whole thing claustrophobic. Not many spaces to go afterwards, so might as well overload a square, you know, be a little bit aggressive. Alright, so he noticed, protected the pawn here. So I decided, well, I'm going to block my bishop, but temporarily. Alright, so we had an X.
Okay, so just an idea and an example of what it would look like um, to watch me review one of my games, right? But also, I don't know, the resolution looks a little hazy to me. I'm not sure if it's gonna be reflected like that elsewhere. I don't know. In fact, I could actually check it. Um, you know, Wait, my tablet is off. It is. All right, so the tablet is off. All right, let's see. I'm thinking, you know what? All right, I'm going to remove this. Hold on. Let me see if I can remove it. Let me remove it. And then I'm going to add the source once again. But this time I'm going to do it as oh, okay. I guess. I mean, it took the entire window. Right? It took the entire window, so it's exposing us a little bit, right? But there's only one problem though. Ah, that's the limitation. The limitation here is that I don't think, yeah, we can't expand it much more than this. Yeah, how's that for a test run?
Change of pawns. Now this was interesting. I did not want to capture with pawn, although I guess I just didn't want to put his bishop in an optimal position to control the diagonal. Didn't want that, so I decided against it. Said, you know what? Let me get you to think about something else. And now this gave me an idea. I take an outpost, and then of course he's uncomfortable with that, so I get my pawn right there. Alright, now we're opening files. Yeah, I wasn't quite sure if he was gonna move his knight, but he didn't protect it, so I got rid of it. Double the pawns on that side. No, this is, what do you call this now? This is a feint. This is me appearing to attack the h2 pawn when in reality I'm thinking about something else. Alright, so he defends the pawn in front of that. That's interesting, but he's also controlling that diagonal. And it makes sense. I mean, it's good to do that with your bishop in the first place, because now if I want to break that bond, I would have to forcibly remove that bishop right there. And besides, it would have been nasty if I decided to do h7 to h5. Yeah, he could just sack the bishop and open that entire side. Not a pretty sight. Alright, what am I doing now? I made it appear as though I am attacking this pawn. I was, but realistically I wanted to give a discover check along with controlling the diagonal, looking at the rook. Alright, now the reason why I wanted to talk about this game, I wanted to look at something that happened here. I took the rook. Very excellent capture here. Yeah, He puts me in check, forcing me to deal with the check. So I respond in kind. I control the file. What did he do next? Ladies and gentlemen, this is counter-attacking. I wouldn't even call it 101. This is a masterclass at counter-attacking. I mean, it really put me... talk about thinking on your feet. I said, hey, listen, I don't think I want to get checkmated on a diagonal like this. Well, I've seen this before, and I don't think I want to go out like that. Right? Yeah, so yeah, I got my king to make a little jump, like, you know, like Jumpman, like Mario, you know, like Lara Croft, yeah, like Billy and Jimmy from Double Dragon. You know, we jumping. That's what we do. We jumped up. All right, wait, give me a second. Okay, so now we're back. We are back. So I jumped up. Alright? That is the moral of this story. I saw this threat and I wasn't having it. So I jumped up. He put me in check, believing that all was lost for me. Was I going to go to H3? Well, not H3, H6, sorry. Yeah, because obviously I'm playing as black pieces, so I can't be talking about H3. I'm on G7. Could I have gone to H6? No, it's not an option. There's no protection for me out there. You're walking out into the wilderness. We don't want that. So what did I do? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, I mean, if you had another bishop, I'm cooked. But that bishop is gone. This is nice. I like this. I like this. Right? But your bishop now is in the way. And it's going to take you several moves. You would have to move your bishop out the way, then move the pawn in order to be a threat to me. So calculate. You move the bishop, I move the queen. Right? Yeah, this still could have been a bad situation for me, honestly. So I put the rook there. Let us say he moved the bishop somewhere. I would have had to create an alternative to what my plan of action would have been. Right? Let's say he moved the bishop first. I don't care where he move it. He could have moved it to G4. Could move it to D7, C8. It does not matter. Wherever he decides to move that bishop, we know what the next move really is. So you have two moves to lead to a discovery. Right? Here's the problem. In so doing, I could not keep my king on that diagonal anymore. The best move for me after that would have to be, I'd have to move to F8. I'd have to move to F8. I wouldn't have a choice. Because I could not take the risk of that discovery. Even though I want to deliver checkmate myself, I have to get the king out the way. Don't take the risk of allowing your king to be put in check. Right? So let's say, okay, the bishop moves out the way. Move your king straight to F8. Move the king to F8 immediately. Don't even think about it. Right? Yeah, it's not worth the risk. Not worth the risk at all. But that's not what happened. Now, with that in mind, the threat has been, completely averted. Because that was the most significant threat he had in the entire game. Now that he's done that, yeah, yeah, him moving the queen over here was a bit of a mistake. I think he panicked. Panicked. You just panicked. And then you just gave up. Had a great idea. And I don't know, maybe he saw the calculation in that he didn't want to go through all of that only for the checkmate to not even be any closer to materializing. So I guess him just say, you know what, let me just give up on that. So now here we are. I liked the counter attack. I really did. Cause it really had me thinking. It got me thinking, right? It really did. So I don't know. I would not lie to anybody. This was what, 26 moves? Yeah. 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 Yeah, I feel like the mistake that was made here for sure. Once I did this and he did this, his best moves would have been move the bishop and force me to get out of the way. Force me to get out of the way. It don't matter where the bishop go. The bishop can go anywhere it wants. Because
Okay. Yes, so that was a good practice run, I think. I would like to think so. I'd like to think that was a good practice run. The only issue I have is that yeah, okay. Yeah, let's see. We're going to have a look, see. Hold on. Oh, hold on. Let me remove this and let me smile up myself. Oh, this might look a little better. It might. Yeah. Imagine that. Imagine playing a game right now. Win, lose, or draw. The embarrassment. The online embarrassment. Oh no. Alright. Should we do 3? Should we do 10? I don't know. I don't know. I feel like, to be on the safe side, let's do 10. Where we can play a game that's a little bit relaxed, you know? So let's do that. Okay, good. Wait, what? What's that? I don't like when that happens. Alright, never mind. Let's lock in. Let's lock in. Playing Italian game. Alright, you have done that. Alright. I wonder, should I give up another pawn? Should I give up another pawn? Nah, let's just. Alright. A lot of protection there. Alright, let's be provocative, I suppose. Ah. Oh, that was neat. I wasn't expecting that. I was not expecting that. Genuinely. Alright. Alright. Let's not make the mistakes that I normally make. Fine. Okay. Yeah, this pawn structure, they tend to go for it a lot. They tend to have this pawn here, this pawn here, this pawn here, and then another pawn here, right? What should I do? You know what? Let's do that. Ah, very good job. I saw what you did there. He's like, nah, I don't want you looking at it. Hey, these players, man. I'm seeing it. Like, when it comes to protecting and eliminating weaknesses, they do a good job of it. They do a good job of protecting themselves against weaknesses. They do a good job of that. I must commend them for that. Ah, yeah, no. I see what you're up to. I don't want you to have it. Yeah, I don't want you to have it. I do not want you to have it. How about that? And sometimes you will fall asleep waiting on them. Okay, good. Alright, so there was A7 to A5, right? That's interesting. I didn't realize I could do that. That's interesting. Although, while it's a good idea theoretically, a lot of people exchange a rook for a knight and bishop, you know. And I guess it works because you eliminate two pieces that can be used quite skillfully, right? Okay. That's, oh, yeah, okay. You're doubling up the protection of that knight down there. Well, I mean, what else am I supposed to do? Let's just connect rooks. Let's connect rooks. Let's do that. Although, that was silly. I mean, if worse comes to worse, all right. Let's see what you do. Pawn or bishop? Which one you doing? You did the bishop. Yeah, no. I'm not gonna let you stay there. Alright. Doesn't have the white squared bishop. so I can afford some other madness. I can afford it. Uh, Fine. We'll try to be subtle. We'll try. I do not like that. I don't. I do not like. No, I do not. One. So you have the choice of A4 or C4 based on where you just put the knight. Naturally, you want to put tempo on the queen and trade the knight for the bishop, more than likely. But if that happens, then one. What? After that, you just trade queen and rook. Yeah, I don't like when the queens come off the board like that. To be completely honest, I don't like that at all. I do not like that. All right, my timer is going though, so I need to hurry it up. Um, what should I actually do? What should I do? I don't know. Let me give you something to really. Let's go. Thank you. Come on, guys. Come on. Let's go. Oh, I'm a little bit in the way still. There we go. Alright, so I have 4:55 on my clock, so I need to hurry up. Need to hurry up. Oh, right. Oh, that's okay. You're giving me the notification on that. Okay. Um okay. Ah, uh, really? Really no. Well, okay. Mhm. I know what I'm not gonna do. Oh, come on. Okay. So I should have prevented him from going there in the first place. All right. Well, I do have a choice because I'm not having that. Come on, bro. We're not doing that. We're not about to do that. Nope. No. Oh, so you think you're gonna walk that around? Nah. Nah, that cannot happen. Let's just do that first, cause the instant you put that there, and let's say it's okay. We should be ready. Okay. Oh well, all right. We can do that. I mean, my move was a lot telegraphed. It was very, very telegraphed. Ah, all right, good. Now, put some tempo on that. Although I wanted to drop the rook in front of here, but I also like the idea of controlling the diagonal as well. Um, Can you do it? Yeah, you can. I don't necessarily want to run that risk. I know the move that's coming next. No, that was not what I thought was coming. Not at all what I thought was coming. That's interesting. Alright. What's better? Here on h3 with tempo on the queen. The question is what would the follow-up be? If I did this now, I run the risk of trying to get rid of one of the problems that I have to face. Oh my god. Ah, the blunder. Come on. You have to remember why you put that knight there in the first place. And now, if he does that, I'm cooked now. There you go. You're cooked. Ah, yeah, that's GG's. That is GG's. What am I supposed to know? Nah, okay. One thing I know about the players on leeches, if they see a weakness or they see any blunder or whatever, they're not gonna miss it. I feel like players on leeches, they do not miss blunders at all. They don't miss no blunders. So this game ended at 29 moves. This is it. We not go. We're not doing that. We are not doing that to ourselves. We are not doing that. So yeah. That was it. That was it. That was it. Alright. Yeah, I had two choices and I fumbled it. I fumbled that one right there. But yes, so yeah, the players are strong over here. Very, very strong. You don't get any breaks at all. No breaks whatsoever. Although, you know what? I could go for another game. I don't think I'm going to do this all the time though. I don't think so. Alright, this time I am playing as black. Alright, so let's go. Alright, hold on. Let me move this out the way. Oh, good lord. The bishop opening, I don't like this, so I'm gonna start with that. Yeah, I'm not doing that to myself. Well, yeah, I don't like you right there. Yeah, be gone. Good, good, good. You know, it's fine. It's fine. There we go. We're doing this again. We're doing this again. So like, you know, it's fine. I'm not going to stress myself about it. I give him the diagonal I did not want to give him, right? Just because I wanted to move that knight out of the way. Yeah. Players like this, man. Alright. Come on. Now, if I'm silly, I will do this wrong and lose the knight. So I can't capture with the queen. I either capture with one of these two knights, right? So this is what they're hoping for. They're hoping for you to blunder, right? So I'm going to use this one. Okay. I'll go back and protect it. Ah, so you're gonna castle queenside. I feel like that's what's that is on its way. Okay. Why do you want my bishop so badly? That's the problem that I have with these players. Like they make it very obvious. Hey, I want your bishop. I really want it. Here what? No. Go ahead and press the pawn. Kinda crazy. Okay. Because come I don't want that knight there anymore. That's it. Don't want that knight there anymore. No. Let's castle. I mean, come on. Yeah, I do apologize. I hold on. Let me see something. Oh, hold on. Should I? Oh, okay. All right. I have 7 minutes right now. Okay. What? Come on, guys. Now, what do you think I was going to do? I mean, these players harassed you from start to finish. Okay. Let me just stop you in your tracks. I won't lie. I get the idea that the knight will probably swing over, try to capture a pawn, try to break the castle open, right? I get the feeling that that's a possibility. See? Exactly what I said. Precisely what I said. Okay, alright, we're gonna do that. We need to try and offer. Oh, that's clever. That is clever. I just wish I had my pawns up there a lot earlier, so at least I could have provoked this over here. The problem is, you know, the attack is like, this is the problem with playing as black. You know, you're always at a disadvantage, you know, but it's fine. I guess create the outpost and give you something to think about. That's it. Create some protection for that pawn here. The pawn is protected by this here, right? If you want to exchange, do that. Ah, all right. No, give me that. Give me that. There you go. I don't care. I do not care. I will tell you why. Because what, you can have the knight if you want. Because yeah, okay. Let's say you did that. I don't have a problem with that. I do have a problem with that. This is what we're going to do. On your mark, get set. Capture with queen. Now he's probably going to double up an attack on this knight. Right? Now, here's what's lovely. If he pushes the pawn, what? Nah, you need to come back. Don't leave the game. Do not leave the game. I need you to finish the game. I don't... come back and finish the game. Yeah? Vivi, Eno... Oh, okay, good. You came back. Good. It looked like they came back. I think they left the room for a second. I mean, if I captured incorrectly, you would have had the advantage for sure. I was actually hoping for the exchange of the bishop so that this pawn would end up here and I'll open a file. Right? Just as I predicted. Just as I predicted. So I wanted to set up an attack on... I can't do it though. What's stopping me from doing that? Nothing is stopping me from doing that. Here what? On your mark, get set. Threaten the rook. Why not? Alright, on your mark, get set. Capture this pawn. There we go. Ah. Yeah. You win some, you lose some, right? What? Yup, they resigned. Oh my god. That's that. You see, this is the give and take of playing chess, right? The give and take is that you're gonna have moments where you have unresolved games, right? You're gonna have games where somebody's playing you and they get to a point where they look. But I mean, it happened. I did it. I resigned. This situation isn't as bad. My blunder was way worse than this one. My blunder was far worse. I forced you to consider the possibility of capturing the knight. No, if you didn't, you'd have lost a rook. But this time in exchange, you end up giving up your queen. But you can take a rook on the way out with a desperado. You understand? This is not as losing compared to the game that I was playing. I lost to a bishop, right? There was a pin on my queen with the bishop, and the worst part is I could have prevented it, and I made the wrong move. I had the choice between going to the left, going to the right. I moved to the left instead of the right, and then ended up pinning my queen. Cool? In this situation, this is not completely unsalvageable. I mean, it's harder to play, you know. But yeah, I had a plan, and I stuck to my plan, right? And the funny part is, I could have easily taken the queen and swung over here to get the knight. But the knight wasn't really an immediate threat. I didn't need to remove it right away. Right? Furthermore, I didn't know what was happening with this rook as yet. Right? And now we'll never know. Because we didn't play it. You see, that's the problem with playing chess. When you resign, you could have converted this into a win. You know, stranger things have happened. You know, it happens in MMA, it happens in chess. In chess, you will have a game where you're losing and you magically convert into a win. The game is balanced. The game is balanced. Even the best players, the IMs, the FMs, the CMs, everybody loses. That is why you shake hands and you say GG. In fact, the entire internet has taken that terminology from chess. GG goes as far back as Yahoo Chess. I remember playing Yahoo Chess in the early days when I was just started going to UTech. In fact, maybe even before that. Yeah? And GG was a term back then. Good game. You know. But anyhow, that's yeah, that's what this you saw it live. You saw it live. So, you know, I mean, we could always, you know, we could always do this, right? Yeah. Right? I am very wary of anybody that puts their bishop on c4, which is the reason why a lot of people, when they start playing, they will start with a7, a6, and b7, b5 to get rid of the bishop, right? It's something to consider. You know, I didn't do too badly here with my opening, I don't think, right? Yeah, I wanted to get right. Now, mind you, this decision was crucial right here. It really was. I had to capture the right piece. Now, he is making an advance to that pawn. Didn't like it. Want to defend that. Alright, now you're plotting to castle. I see it coming. So, I put some more protection on my knight. Alright, now, I don't like this. Why do you want my bishop so bad? Don't know. So, I move it. You castle, cool. I want to get rid of your knight right there. Now, I personally would not have removed it because the knight being there is part of my plan. But, I mean, my knight would only be there if you had castled already. Because there's a particular trap that I like setting for people when I put the knight there. But this doesn't work as is, so he had every right to move the knight back. Because I would have done the same thing. And then put the knight back when I'm ready to do the trap that I prepare. At this point, I would have pushed h3 to h4, and then I would move to put my knight right back where it was if I was playing as white. Alright, so yeah. We're not gonna spend too long. Remember when I predicted this? I predicted it because I figured, alright, you must be trying to come in and you're gonna try and do some kind of sacrifice to break the castle open. You're gonna try. No, I placed the rook right there because I figured I wanted the rook in front of the king at some point. No, giving myself this outpost, I needed this. No, his better move would have been to capture my bishop and then we trade, and then of course I have a half. Oh, that might have been bad for me though. Oh, that would have been bad. Look at that. That's crazy. That's crazy. Look at this. Because by capturing that bishop now, the knight gets to jump in and capture that pawn. And you see, the sad part is, I did this because I was thinking about the knight attacking this pawn, the knight moving out of the way to create a discovery, which easily could have been blocked. So yeah. So I guess I lucked out here, cause I mean, if I'm playing somebody else, that would have been a nightmare for me. Yeah, grave consequences here. Ah, so now I know what I should have done. What I should have done was taken the knight that I had on c6 and move it to e7. Move it from c6 to e7, protect the knight twice, and protect the pawn that's on g. Yeah, protect my g6 pawn. Add some more protection to the g6 pawn because that knight's a threat to that pawn anyway. Protect it and protect the knight. Kill two birds with one stone, and then I could have made the move afterwards. Hindsight is 2020, man. Yeah. Yeah. That's why it's good to review your games. So don't just play, also review your games, because you will start to see some of the things where you say, oh, maybe if I just tighten this, I will play a little bit more efficiently every time I tweak something else. Alright, yeah, this is a good one. This is a good one. So, yeah. Yeah, yeah. That was good. That was good. You know what? No, I don't need to do that. All I need to do is this. There we go. I don't know. Why everything feel imbalanced. There we go. Alright, this look, yeah, this look better. Oh, there was something I wanted to share. I wanted to share that, didn't I? Alright, let me switch over to let me scroll up a little bit. Alright. And let me go here. Look at that. Alright. 68 followers. Right. So there's a video that I wanted to make, which I can just do it here and now, live in the flesh, with everybody. Here's the trusty board. Ah, the little hangman. That's weird. Okay. Alright, I found the perfect angle, okay. So. Oh, no. There we go. I wanted a black marker. That's what I wanted. I wanted a black marker. So, the goal the goal is to have 100 followers on Facebook, alright? That's a goal. But so far, I have so far I have 68. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not used to. Yeah, there we go. So, there we go. This is the goal. This is what I have. This is the goal. This is what I have. Alright? Yeah, I'm not. Alright. This is what I have. This is the goal. This is what I have. This is the goal. What I have, this is the goal. Right? So, See? There we go. Hold on. There we go. So now we have this. We're going to calculate the difference between 100 and 68, which is not very hard to do. Hang on. So the question is, what do we do here? If we add 2 to 68, we'll get 70. Right? We'll end up with 70. And if we add 7 to 3, we'll get 10. Therefore, yeah? Just want to be sure, right? So 6 plus 1, 7. And how much do you add to 7 to get 10? 3. There we go. Yeah, this, I'm good. There we go. There we go. Alright. So, we literally use integers to explain how many more followers I would need in order to go live on Facebook. Right? So we just solved a mathematical problem. Right? So there you have it. So there's chess, there's mathematics. There are brain teasers too. In fact, I don't even think I'd be charging any extra for that, right? I'll incorporate that into the classes. Let's call it mental ability, critical thinking, and logical reasoning. Because if you have all of those skills, when you're doing any exam, be it PEP, be it CSEC, you already have the prerequisite in order to, to navigate difficult problems, right? So, yeah. So that's something that I will incorporate those things. So I'm trying to remember a puzzle off the top of my head. I mean, right? So that's an example of one of the brain teasers, right? There's another one that's clever that you don't, how do I say it now? You have an idea, but it's not that obvious, if that makes sense. 1 hour and 34 minutes. All right, we're gonna wrap this up in a little bit, then. We're gonna wrap this up. Why I can't remember this? There was another clever one that I liked. But I can't remember it. I was very simple too. Like it all right. I guess. Let me write that one. feel like this one is super easy though. I feel like that's my problem. Like I don't like when I write the easy ones. Okay. Yeah. So the answer to those. The first one is euphoria. And then the other one is hand in hand. So the first one is euphoria, second one is hand in hand. 4 ears, big U. So now we're gonna do the third one, which there's another one. Hold on. All of these are courtesy of the S show. I keep saying it. I keep saying it. Right? Alright, so here we go. So I do apologize. I wonder what these could be. What could these possibly be? Now, naturally, the second one of the two, meaning the first one being 3 and the second being 4, the first one, the A, M, big U, O, U, S, that one is ambiguous. Big U, O, U, S, ambiguous. Right? Then, the second out of the two, that one was, there was a TOO, but it was really small, and there were 2 lates, right? So you have too little, too late. Too little, too late, and that's a big theme when you're learning how to play chess. Too little, too late. You have to be prepared, very prepared, to move in the moment. So yeah, I am putting it all together. Literacy, numeracy, learning how to play chess. And there we go. So, I think that's it. I believe that's it. So, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This has been First Person Tutor speaking, the voice of Bossman Teaching. And of course, this was points for ELO. Plenty of intentional notes to self for ELO. And I will incorporate chess with everything else. So, chess with mathematics, chess with reading. You get the best of both worlds, right? So, some people, they just teach mathematics. I teach mathematics and chess. Some people just teach reading. I teach reading and chess. You know, the mental ability and the brain teasers that will make you better and stronger in your preparation for PEP and CSEC mathematics, or just PEP overall and CSEC mathematics, then I incorporate that with chess as well. So there we go. I think that's it. Yeah, we went quite a bit of distance, right? So we'll stop here for now. So again, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This has been First Person Tutor speaking, the voice of Bossman Teaching. We were just making about intangible habits, and this was points for ELO. Plenty of intentional notes to self for ELO. So hopefully you know how to reach me if you saw what we did